A very warm welcome to all of you. Literally warm welcome in this blazing summer evening. I'm thankful that you are here, daring to be in one room, so many people, for this meditation session. My name is Dhyanse. I started this journey with you, all meditators, this January. And since then, every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m., we meet here, we sit in silence, we sit in meditation, we sit in somewhat of an introspection. My intention to start this group and continue this journey with the group is fairly simple. One, I realized that there is no authentic way, at least in this part of the world, to learn meditation. And second, each person is different. So every person has a different way to get in. And it's very difficult to find out what is the way for you, which might be different from another person. So I took these 2 points as a challenge to say, let me create this group and not only show what meditation really is, but also try to inspire you to bring this art of meditation in your daily life. That is the hardest part, to know first of all what it is, and then harder where you bring this into your daily life, you make it a habit out of it. Before we start today's session, before we go into the meditation technique for today, I would like to ask you a question. Has every one of you been to the Rhine swim already this summer? Anybody who has not been to the Rhine swim this summer or ever? Ever? Have you never been to the Rhine swim? Okay, have you ever been to a swim in the lake? All right, so let's look into this process of what is this Rhine swim when you go into the river, into this Rhine river. You decide to go into the Rhine because you feel super hot and then you say, okay, I need to cool down. Or you decide to go into the Rhine by just the fun of it. You would say, I just want to have fun, so you go into the Rhine. There could be, an easy reason or a very specific reason why you go to the Rhine, but you decide to go to the Rhine, and then you go to the starting point where you will enter Rhine. At that point, what do? The first thing you do is you take your clothes off, you put it in the bag, you get ready to go into the Rhine. The second thing you do is when you're stepping into the Rhine, you feel hesitant, because the water is cold. Some people just, they have different ways of approaching it. Some people just run into the water. Some people are hesitating in the beginning, but they somehow manage to go in. But eventually, everybody's in. Then what do? You take the fish bag and you hold on to it. And you simply float. You hold the fish bag to float in the Rhine, and you're continuously then floating in the Rhine. What do you do next when you are floating in the Rhine? You look at the sky, you look at the people on the side, you look at all the people sitting along the Rhine, doing different things, and you observe them, what they're doing. Sometimes you're, getting caught up with one person that you find interesting, and then you watch the person, or you continue. And then that's how you keep on floating along the Rhine, and until you reach to a point where you come out of it, you have completely cooled down, you're completely refreshed, and then you can go back to your daily life. By now, I'm hoping that you could guess what I'm trying to tell you here. Just this same analogy, the same process of how you go into the Rhine, what you do when you are cooling down in the Rhine, is exactly the same in meditation. Meditation is nothing but exactly the same process which you do when you go and take a swim in the Rhine. So next time when you do that, remember this process of going into the Rhine and what does this mean in terms of meditation. Try that out when you next time if you get a chance to go into the Rhine or any other lake. Let's look into this a bit more in detail, back into the analogy of going into the Rhine and swimming into the Rhine. With what does this mean in terms of meditation? When you sit for meditation, first of all, why do you do that? Your intention. You're feeling that you're hot from all the stresses of your life and you want to cool down. Or simply just enjoy the silence of the meditation. You could have any reason, but you decide to sit down for your meditation. Then the next step, taking off your clothes. In meditation, this means that you intend to put everything that is belonging to your personality aside. When you sit for meditation, you put aside what your name is, where you come from, how you look like, what your titles are, your culture, your background, everything you put aside. You take the complete persona, complete personality of yourself, and for a few minutes, you put them in a bag. You don't need them during the meditation. Who you are, where you're from, what your roles are, what you already know about life, what is good, what is bad, everything you put aside into a bag. Third thing, the river. What is this river? This river is your inner silence. There is a silent river, an inner silence flowing in all of us. We only need to tap into it. We only need to take a dip into it. We only need to access it. It's always there, it has always been there, and it will always be there. Only you somehow forget the way to it. You forget that there is something like that within you, and the moment you find it, the moment you are tuned to it, you see that you get the same cooling effect that you would get when you are in the water, in the Rhine. The next thing, when you are going into the water, into this silence, in the Rhine swim, you hold on to the fish bag. What is this fish bag in meditation? In meditation, the fish bag is the object of your awareness. You hold on to an object of your awareness, and that awareness is that which keeps you afloat in the water. If you are unaware, you sink. You fall into sleep, you fall into your thought process, you fall into an unconscious process that happens in your mind, in your being. So the idea is to remain always afloat, always aware, and to hold on to the object of observation, to the object of awareness as your fish bag when you are in meditation. When you are floating in meditation, when you are floating in meditation means when you are in awareness, when you are completely bringing your awareness to the object and effortlessly remaining silent, that is floating in the river of silence. You continue, you see that while you are becoming more and more effortless and not really trying to swim, you see there are things that come to your notice. Just like the people at the side of the Rhine, you will see while you're floating in meditation, you would have thoughts coming in. You will see images coming in. You will see your emotions coming in. You will have plans that would come out from the past or from the future. So many things would come out. And what do you have to do? Not get stuck with it. Just like while you're floating in the Rhine, you just continue floating, watch it, take a look at it, move on. Don't get involved. It's the same process. You don't, just like while you're floating in the Rhine, you don't try to control what the people on the side are trying to do. You just observe, or you don't even observe them, or you simply just float. Look at the sky, enjoy, relax, hold on to the fish bag. In meditation, if you have to observe something, if these objects are coming along the way, then you just observe them, don't get involved, don't get caught up, keep flowing in silence, keep flowing with this floating bag, with this object of your awareness. When you learn to do that, it becomes more and more effortless. You don't have to use your hands, you don't have to use your legs. You just remain afloat with the object of your awareness. Remain in silence, flowing as long as you want. And comes a point where you can even let go of this fish bag. I don't know if you have ever tried to float in a river without holding on to any object. In meditation, it's possible that you're not holding on to any object of awareness after a certain period of time, and you're simply aware. You're effortlessly in silence and aware. And you're floating in it as long as you like. When this establishes as a practice, the entire life becomes like that. In your entire life, you effortlessly float without holding on to something, without trying to struggle with things, and remain always established in silence, which is flowing, which is not stagnant, which is not dullness, which is not static. It's movement. It's flowing. It flows along with the flow of life, with the natural flow of life. All you need to do is put your hands up, let go, and just float with awareness. We will use this analogy in our meditation session today, where the object of our awareness is breath. This is a very simple technique that has been used for thousands of years in all different kinds of traditions, all different kinds of practices, where you simply remain aware of your breath. We will take the same steps you do when you go in the Rhine. First of all, you decide that you want to sit down here, that you are here for the next 30 minutes, 35 minutes. You're going to meditate. You're going to not think about this or that. You're here for meditation. Then you will take your personality, your mental clothes off, put them aside for a while. You're not concerned with who you are, where you're from, what you do, what your descriptions are. Put them aside for a while and just create an intention in you that you're going to sit down in silence. You're going to effortlessly float in silence, which is already in your system. It's already there inside of you. All you need to do is tap into it, and then you know what to do. Just float with the breath as the object of your awareness. Remain aware of your breath throughout the meditation until I ask you to even leave that. Any questions before we start how we do that? Are you ready? All right. Then we close our eyes. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale from the nose and exhale from the nose. Keep your back straight. Shoulders down. Head straight. And a relaxed face with a gentle smile on your face. Another deep breath in and out. For the next minutes, drop all that you know about yourself. For the next minutes, you have no name. For the next minutes, you have no descriptions, no titles, no backgrounds. For the next minutes, you don't belong to anything. You don't hold on to anything. Put all what you know about yourself aside for the next minutes. And remain completely open to enter into your silence. Allow your body to settle and slowly become still. With every breath you exhale, allow your body to become more silent. As your body settles down, bring your awareness to your breathing. Keep all your awareness on breathing and forget about everything else for the moment. Keep on breathing very naturally, and your awareness on the breathing. As you remain aware of your breath, allow yourself to become more and more silent. Keep your awareness effortlessly on your breathing. And allow yourself to float in this silence. When noises, thoughts, anything that comes to your awareness, just watch them and move on. No effort needed. Simply awareness on your breath. Keep on flowing in silence with your awareness on your breath. Don't touch anything that comes to your awareness, and keep it on your breathing. Stop all efforts and maintain this awareness naturally on your breath. Allow yourself to become more silent, more still and silent. Allow your awareness to settle on the breath. Let everything go except your breath. No effort whatsoever. Just your awareness on the breath. Now, in this silence, even let go of your breath. Simply remain aware. Naturally floating in the silence and aware. No effort needed to maintain this awareness and this silence. Stay in this silent awareness for the next minutes. Let yourself go in this silence and awareness. Allow yourself to remain still in this silent awareness. Don't hold on to anything. Just float. Now bring your awareness back to your breathing. Keep on breathing very naturally, as you always do. Become aware of the sensations in your body. The noises outside. Your entire surroundings. Where you are sitting absolutely silently, and very slowly and gently you may open your eyes. The next few minutes we spend taking any questions, any comments, any experiences that you share, that you would like to share with the rest of the group from your meditation experience, the floating in the silence. If you were drowning or if you were floating, if you were getting carried away, Anything that you would like to clarify? We take the next minutes. I would like to then conclude the session today with just one small anecdote that I'm reminded of about this topic, which is that in one village, there was a sage that became very famous for answering a lot of questions, for answering any kind of questions, the most significant ones from all the kings and everybody around. So this one person got curious about it, and he went to the sage and he saw the sage sitting. He asked the sage, "What is the purpose of my life?" The sage remained seated there. He didn't answer anything, he didn't say anything. Then the guy looked at the sage and thought, maybe I didn't ask the right question. Then he said, "Okay, what is the meaning of my life?" The sage again sat there, didn't do anything. Then this guy thought, maybe now I'm answering too philosophical questions. Let me ask him any practical question. Then the guy kept on asking all these random questions to the sage, and the sage said, he was just simply sitting there saying nothing to the guy. And eventually the guy got so furious and frustrated with the whole thing. He said, "I'm asking you so many questions and you're supposed to be such a wise guy. Why don't you answer?" Then the sage opened his mouth. He said, "I am answering you all the questions. My answer is the silence. In this silence, you find all the answers that you're looking for." So with that, I wish you a very nice evening. I hope that you had some silence, some moments of silence, even in this blazing hot summer evening, and you take this silence back into your life, into your homes, into also the next time you go for the Rhine swim. And I see you next Monday again from 7 to 8 p.m. Namaste.